Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday MMA. I'm Coach Mike, and today we're going over the jab.
From Laguna Beach, California, please welcome Mike Segura.
All right, so when we're looking at the jab, I want to go over a few common mistakes that I see. Number one is that we're just too stiff. So when we're starting out and we're getting ready to throw punches, a lot of times we get to this position, right, good stance, bending my knee and everything, but there's no motion up top, no motion through the body. So in a stiff position, anything you do is kind of dramatic, right? It kind of comes out of nowhere, and it's just awkward. If I can just give myself a little bit of movement from the legs all the way through the hips, into the shoulders and the upper body, this will actually help disguise what I want to do and set it up better. So the motion is very small, it's subtle. It's nothing too big or dramatic, but just a little bit of movement up top. My hands are nice and high still. My elbows are in nice and tight. Defensively, I'm sound. And my motion is just coming from the floor all the way up. Once we find this and we're comfortable keeping our eyes on our target and moving, then it's going to be really easy to set up our jab. When we go to throw our jab, it's a push with the left side and a pull with the right. So if I push forward and I'm pulling back, I should have balance. If I only push, then I can become off balance very easily. All right, same if I only pull, I'm not going to get to my target. So push, pull, motion up top. When I go to push and pull, one of the other things I see is that we telegraph our shot. The way we telegraph our shot is we flare our elbow out, okay? We get our motion nice here, and we go to throw our jab, and we end up flaring our elbow up, telegraphing, showing our opponent what we want to do, and it gets blocked or it misses completely. Instead of that, I got motion through my body, and when I go to punch, I keep my thumb up, which keeps my elbow in nice and tight, and makes it hard for my opponent to read it. So elbow in tight, thumb up, I extend by pulling my right shoulder back and pushing my left shoulder forward. And at the very end, I want to turn it over and I want to land on my two big knuckles. Just by doing this, you're going to increase your jab landing percentage for sure, right? So instead of flaring and kind of flicking our jab, now we're staying tight and we're extending a full extension jab with good technique and making it hard for our opponents to read what we're doing. Motion up top, elbows in, push, pull, thumb up until the very last second, I turn it over. Now, you can actually land your jab thumb up. Your opponent has a nice tight guard. You want to be able to split that open with the thumb up jab. It's a little bit quicker, easier just to touch. Not as much power driving into it, but a good way to set up maybe another shot. Third thing on the jabs, I want to find my range, okay? So two kinds of range. One, I'm going to hold my range where someone's pressing me, and I use my jab almost defensively. As they come in, boom, I set a barrier with my jab, right? Everything's the same. I'm nice and tight, pulling into that jab. I'm stationary, holding my ground. Offensively, if I want to get to my opponent, I might need to take a step. So I don't want to hang out in range because then I'm trading with the person. But if I'm outside my range and putting pressure on, I can step into it, right? So I'm outside the pocket. He can't touch me, I can't touch him. And I want to land my jab so I can step into it. Driving off my back foot, I push myself into the pocket. Everything else stays the same. I rotate, I'm going to keep my thumb up, and I'm going to snap at the last second, and I'm going to push myself back out of the pocket. Unless I'm going to continue with more punches, okay? So if it's just a jab, motion up top. Push yourself in, and right back out. If you want to continue, then after that jab, you land and bring another punch with you, right? Maybe it's a cross or whatever else you want to land. Maybe it's a kick. That's up to you, but the jab will set it up. So motion up top, I got to get into my range, small step in, I snap my punch, and then if I want to continue, I continue. So we got motion before the punch, elbow in nice and tight, thumb up as we extend, and then we have the ability to find our range and then keep our range. The jab is going to set up other punches. It's going to be a huge piece for your offense. Master it. Better you can set things up, the more likely you're going to get those knockouts. So invest in the jab.